Alright, do you guys recall the area of a circle? How do we find it? Chase it up. How do we find the area of a circle?
Radius squared times 12.
Radius squared times pi. This was the very last thing we did. A equals pi r squared or r squared pi. How about circumference of a circle?
Circumference or diameter times.
Diameter times pi, or the diameter is the same thing as 2 times the radius, since it's just 2 radii put together. So that's what we did on Monday a couple weeks ago. Today we're finding surface area. I don't think we did surface area in... Did we do surface area in pre-algebra?
A little bit, I
I
think.
think we probably did. Do you guys remember what surface area means? Surface area, I'll draw it over here. So, we've been finding area, which is the size of a flat surface, right?
Correct.
Surface area is a 3-dimensional thing. That's ugly. Alright. You lose. There we go. Beautiful. No, not that beautiful. Copy.
I think we get the idea.
Paste. No, you don't. You haven't done it yet. Line.
Oh my goodness.
Did you fail art when you were had to take it?
I failed art because I never tried.
Never took it.
Yeah, you
Beautiful.
probably would have failed.
Look how good that looks. Okay. You guys know what this kind of shape is called?
Pentagonal prism.
Yeah, pentagonal prism. So basically it's a prism on each of the bases, the top and the bottom are called bases, and it's just stretched in a 3rd dimension. So it's a pentagonal prism. You can have a hexagonal prism, you can have a rectangular prism, you can have a triangular, all kinds of prisms. And also today we're doing not only prisms, but we're also doing, what's this called? Cylinder. Now technically by the book's definition, a prism is a type of a cylinder, because basically they say any shape stretched in the 3rd dimension is a cylinder. But usually when we say cylinder, we mean circles. Prisms, we mean polygons, straight sides, straight edges. Okay, surface area is not how big the thing is, it's how much fits on the outsides. All the sides put together. So for this pentagonal prism, it has 2 bases, that's 2 sides. Then it has 5 lateral surfaces. By lateral, I mean like up and down. So if we found the area of all 7 of those and added them together, that would be the surface area. That would be like, how much paint do I need for this? You would need to know the surface area. You don't need to know how much is inside. You need to know how much would cover the outside. Or how much wallpaper do I need to cover there? Or, building material to make the walls or whatever.
You can always just take another trip to Lowe's.
That, yeah, or you can just buy it, keep buying and buying until you get the right amount. Anyway, but what if you're like building like the mall or something? You gonna take a trip to Lowe's then?
Yeah.
Alright, anyways.
Never not a good time to take a trip to Lowe's.
Is that right? I forgot what I was talking about.
Prism.
Oh, I was talking about prism. There's an easier way than, what shape are these lateral
Just lines.
These lateral surfaces?
Oh, like a rectangle.
They're rectangles, right? So we could find the area of all those rectangles, add them to the area of these 2 pentagons. that would give us the surface area. But there is kind of an easier trick to finding the lateral surface area. And I'm gonna need to steal a piece of paper for this and screw it up a little bit also. So, let's say I folded this. I'm actually gonna fold it. Sorry, Joseph. It'll still work, I promise.
How dare you.
Anyway, imagine this is a triangular prism, a triangle shape on top and bottom.
He's not good at art, he's not good at artsy crafts.
So, use your imagination. If I could find the area of these three rectangular sides, or if I unfolded the prism, it would just be one big rectangle. Well, how long is this? It'd be the same as the perimeter of the base. Is the same as the length of this. How tall is this? How tall is it? The height of the prism is the same as the height of this rectangle. So if we do the perimeter of the base times the height of the prism, that'll give us all our lateral surfaces together.
Alright.
And
Now,
then
it
you
doesn't
just
make
divide
sense.
it by the number of sides.
So in general, the perimeter of the base times the height of the prism, that gives us like all these areas together. Plus, you have the two bases, whatever they are, whether they be pentagons or whether. So if we have the two base areas, capital B stands for the entire base, then that would give us the area, the surface area of the prism. Okay, what about cylinders? Cylinders kind of the same thing. It's got two, I'll put it down here. It's got two circles. What was the area of a circle? Pi r squared.
Yeah.
But since there's two of them, it'd be 2 pi r squared. That would give you the two bases. And the same idea on a cylinder. If I curled this up, made a cylinder. Now it's wanting to be flat because I shaped it earlier. Anyway, imagine this is a cylinder. This lateral surface area, again, if I unroll it, is still a rectangle. Well, how long is this? It's the same as the circumference of the circle. And how tall is this? It's the same as the height of the cylinder. So the circumference of the circle times the height of the cylinder would give you the lateral surface area. So these are kind of the two formulas we're going to be using today. There, good as new. Almost. If you feel slighted, you can borrow some paper over there. Anyways, I think we're ready to go. Okay, assignment. Page 345, numbers 1 through 12. We are going to be doing the odds right now. So you should probably pay attention.
I've been paying attention.
Have you?
Yeah, have you not seen me?
No.
I guess you can't with Joseph's big head in the way.
Joseph, your fro is not made for looking through.
Hey, Austin. Can you have me ever seen that paper?
Okay, so page 345.
I swear this class goes by so slow.
You know, if you would engage, it would go a
I
lot
have
quicker.
engaged. You just crinkle the paper around for about 10 minutes. That's something I'm trying to do.
Thank you.
I was engaged.
What did I say about the crinkled paper?
That it's supposed to look like a triangle, but it instead looks like a circle.
That is true.
Then you pull it out and it's like the sides and the top, and
Uh-huh.
then it's flat and it's a circle again.
Okay. On number 1, it says find the lateral surface area of the right prism if the base is a square. What they mean by right prism, they're going to say this over and over, is that the prism is sticking up at a right angle. It's going straight up, basically. So it's pretty normal. So if this is a right prism, that means it's going straight up at a right angle, like a normal building. So something that would not be a right prism would be like,
Okay, Mr. George would be good at the whole drawing shapes and shading them, you know?
if it's slanted over to the
And,
side.
like, remember when we used to do the circles and like show the reflection of the circle? He would be good at that because he knows how to do all that shading stuff.
Okay. Anyways, on number 1, how did we say we could do, what's the easy way to find the lateral surface area?
Just
Say slanted one of those.
find the surface area of one base and then times it by the rest.
No.
It's
Okay.
pH plus 2B.
No.
2B.
Okay. pH plus 2B is the total surface area. That would give you all the sides put together. The lateral surface area, the up and down sides, the easiest way to do it,
It's just
Is
based
the-
on that?
perimeter of the base times the height. That's what all that folding was about. If you just find how long the perimeter of the base is, and you multiply that times the height of the prism, that will give you the lateral surface area. Perimeter times height. So on number 1, what is the perimeter of the base?
12,
No,
No,
25.
no,
24.
no,
Wait,
Wait,
that's
wait,
not
1, 2,
100.
3, 4, 100.
Are,
no.
are you daft? No.
Okay, 25 is not on the base. 12 is on the base.
Are we on number 1?
Yes. Okay,
48, right?
the base is, the perimeter of the base is 12 times 4.
Yes.
Because it's a square with the side of 12.
Oh my.
That makes sense? So the perimeter of the base is 12 times 4, which is 48. And you take the perimeter times the height of the prism, which is 25. And that will give you the lateral surface area,
600.
1200.
What? Oh.
Okay, since they did not give us the units, we're gonna just put unit square. It is still an area, so it is still a 2-dimensional shape.
So
2-dimensional area. Alright, number 3. Okay, to do number 3, we need to remember, if we read the directions, it says find the lateral surface area and total surface areas, 2 answers, of the following figures. The bases in exercise 3, 5, and 8 are regular. Do you guys remember the regular polygon area formula? Probably not.
So, the Potham stuff.
Yeah. 1/2 times the Potham times perimeter. 1/2 times the Potham times perimeter. So, we'll need that for later. Let's start with the lateral surface area. Joseph, how could we find, what would the perimeter for the base on number 3 be? How could we find the perimeter of the base? Five times 5, right. It's a pentagon, a pentagonal base. So it's got 5 sides, each 5 long, so 5 times 5 is 25. You take the perimeter, 25, times the height of the prism, 8, and that will give us the lateral surface area. 25 times 8 is 200. So that is answer number 1. What is the lateral surface area? 200 square units. Okay, so all we've done so far is found the area of the up and down sides. So we're still missing the top and the bottom area. So we need to find the area of a regular pentagon with a potham 3.5. That's the apotham, 3.5. So remember, area regular, 1/2 times apotham times perimeter. So 1/2 times 3.5 times, what was the perimeter again?
25.
25, we found it earlier, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that will give us the area of the pentagon. But there are 2 pentagons because the top and the bottom are both pentagons. So I'm gonna throw in a times 2 into that. So you guys plug that in and see what we get. This would give you the area of the 2 pentagon bases.
87.5.
Right, 87.5. Okay, we add that to the lateral areas plus the area of the bases, add those together, we get 287.5. That would be all the areas put together, the total surface area. How's that? Clear as mud?
Clear as what?
Mud.
Mud is not clear.
That's the point, Jay.
It's like that's been explained in science too.
Okay, number 5.
I don't know, can we just not do anymore, like, just call it quits for today?
Number 5 is a hexagon. Hexagons, let's start with the lateral surface area. What would the perimeter of the base be on number 5? Or how would we find it? Perimeter of the base.
It's regular, right?
Yes.
You times
So
something.
8 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. 8 times 6.
8 times 6.
I knew it.
So 48 is the perimeter of the base
That's 48.
times the height of the prism, 23. That will give us the lateral surface area. What does that come out to, somebody?
I don't have a calculator.
1104.
1104 square units. Okay, that's answer number 1. Okay, second part is going to be a little trickier. You guys probably forgot, but there was kind of a trick with hex that worked only with hexagons. Let me put it over there.
Wait, what was the answer to 3? 200 or 287.5?
Both. There's 2 answers.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Idiot.
Okay, the trick with hexagons is that the length of each side of the hexagon is going to be the same thing as the radius of each of the regular hexagon. So that's going to have to be an 8 right there. So we need to find the apothem so we can use that formula from earlier. 1/2 apothem perimeter formula. So how can I find the apothem right there?
8 divided by 8.
No.
No, it would be 4.
Pythagorean theorem.
And
Oh.
Okay,
yeah,
that's a 4. So 4 squared plus a squared equals 8 squared. 4 squared plus a squared. You guys remember Pythagorean? This chapter has a lot of stuff in it, doesn't it?
So
Is
6.
Pythagorean this chapter or last chapter?
I don't
I
know,
thought
I'm
it was
so
this
confused.
chapter.
On which part?
The whole month. We've been gone for 2 weeks.
You just forgot everything?
Yeah.
Well, remember circle areas? That's the last thing we did. We did like rectangle areas, triangle areas, which just mostly we just multiplied.
Lots of area.
We multiplied stuff together to get those. Okay. So we got 16 plus a squared equals 64. Subtract 16. A squared is 48. If a squared is 48, what's a?
48 divided by 2.
No.
Square root of 48.
Square root of 48,
Which is.
which is
4 square root of 3. So
Yeah.
6.9.
yeah, it's got a double 4 in it, so it is 4 squared of 3. I'm gonna leave it. I'm not gonna change it to a decimal. We're gonna leave it as 4 squared of 3. Okay, that's not the answer. That's just the apothem. We're not even close to the answer yet. Okay. We're trying to find the area of that hexagon. We're using this formula, 1/2 apothem times perimeter. We just found the apothem. By the way, what is 1/2 times 4 square root of 3? Well, what's 1/2 times 4?
2.
2. Times square root of 3 is 2 square root of 3. So 2 square root of 3 times the perimeter. What was the perimeter? Do you guys remember? We found it earlier.
1104.
Nope.
No.
8 times 6 is 48 was the perimeter. Okay. Square root of 3 times normal numbers doesn't work well. And we're not going to do the decimal on this one. But since order multiplication doesn't matter, we can do 2 times 48. Okay, that's the area of one of the hexagons. But there are 2 hexagons.
What is going on?
So that would be the area of the 2 hexagonal bases. I did 1/2 times apothem times perimeter to give me the area of 1 hexagon. I did that times 2 to give me the area of 2 hexagons. Going back to the beginning.
Don't you add those two together? Yeah.
Okay, again, because it's a square root of 3, it's not going to work nicely together. So I'm just going to leave my answer as 1104 plus 192 square root of 3. Okay, you can change that to a decimal if you just plug all that in your calculator, but we'll just leave it like that without a calculator. This is a challenging lesson. Yes, it is.
What do you mean?
What do you mean what I mean?
It's not hard.
Really?
Why did you say that? Because you're gonna regret it.
You just jinxed yourself.
I'm just that good at it.
Okay,
What are you doing? You should-
number 7. What is the, what shape, what am I looking at on number 7?
I'm almost done.
Guys, what shape is that on number 7?
Oh, it's a square. Oh.
No. It's a plane.
We never learned all these shapes.
You guys can't tell what shape that
It's
is?
an
I think we should
trapeze,
take us
no.
back
It's
to
a-
a couple chapters.
It
Is
looks
there
like a
rhombus or-
right.
It's a
I
trapezoid.
think that we all should just retire. Mr. Gordon?
Huh?
At least in math, it's useless.
Okay, it's a trapezoid.
That's still
Mr. Gordon, you should just retire, so then we're on math teacher.
Huh?
You
Dude,
should
if
just
you
take
retired,
early retirement.
this school would fall apart.
Yeah, I'd be in trouble.
Take early retirement.
Like, you need to ask for a higher pay, because like, without you, this school would crumble into
Okay.
pieces.
At least
Anyway.
wait
Aw,
until we're
that's
graduating.
sweet.
That's not sweet, that's him,
Did
me
you
trying to
hear
take
Mr.
that street
Gordon?
moves.
So, this is the right angle right here, because they set it in the picture, which we need that. They put a 38 there, 21 here, 29, 18. Okay, we're starting with the lateral surface area, so how did I do that? How did we do that in every other problem?
You're 5 foot 7 now.
I
21.
am beyond,
No.
I don't even know what we're doing. Like, I just,
Okay, lateral
okay.
areas, the area of the sides. All I've done so far is wrote down the problem on number 7.
So is it 38 times 21 squared?
No. Okay, lateral surface area is the perimeter of the base.
38 times 4.
No,
Yes,
No, it's 38 times 3 plus 29.
Mr. Gordon, that's scary.
Oh,
is the perimeter of the base times the height. That's what we've done every time so far.
But
What is the perimeter of the base? Well, because it's a prism, we know the top and bottom are the same. So this must be an 18, just like that one. This must be a 29, just like
So
that one.
you just add all those together.
So yeah, you add all four of these together, that's the perimeter of the base. We take that times the height of the prism, which is 34. And that will be our lateral surface area. So somebody needs to plug that in. Okay, listen, I'll say it again for the third time. You need the perimeter of the base.
Times the height.
So
Add
it's 29 plus 38 plus 21 plus 18?
Yes.
Is that, okay.
It equals, and then hit times 34.
Okay. What
That,
about the
that
stuff
gives
on
you
top?
the lateral, the stuff on top is the same as this.
So is it 3604?
Yes,
3604.
3,604. Units squared.
Hey, you said it right that time.
What do you mean?
You always say square units.
Well, that's right both ways.
Well, it's units squared
Mr. Gordon, I got an emotional support dog.
Did you?
Yeah. She's
What kind is it?
She's a blue healer, half blue healer, half Australian. I named her, Lady May.
We'll name your what?
Lady May. I call her Lady. She's so cute.
Okay, so we also need the area of the two trapezoid bases. Does anybody, this is the harder one to remember, does anybody remember the area of a trapezoid?
Oh,
Um,
yeah, it's
base
the
times-
base 1 plus base 2 divided by 2 times height.
Yeah, average of the bases times the height. Okay, because I know that this is a right angle right here, I can use 21 for the height of the trapezoid. The bases would be 38 and 18. The parallel sides are the bases, 38 and 18. 21 will be the height, so we do 38 plus 18 divided by 2 times 21. That will give us the area of a trapezoid base.
588.
588. That gives us one trapezoid base, but we have two trapezoid bases, so you do times 2, which is like 1,076. 1,176. Okay, add that to the first area. We get 4,780. That will be our total surface area. Okay, number 9. Number 9 says the local water tower is a right circular cylinder. The right thing just means it's sticking straight up like a normal structure.
That's
Right
what-
circular cylinder standing 21 meters high and having a radius of 7.
Wait, what about the leaning tower of Pisa?
Yeah.
Did you take into consideration of that?
Well, it's still a right. It's still a
It's
right
just
prism.
not
It's just
right with
leaning
the
over.
ground, it's like
Yeah.
with it, so-
Sounds like an excuse.
Because it's like the ground still looks like that. It doesn't look like this. So it wouldn't change anything. Alright. That's beside the point.
Yeah.
Okay, so it says the height is 21, the radius is 7. Okay, if it's asking how much paint we need to paint the sides, then what are we actually looking for? Ladder.
Volume.
The
The
diameter.
base.
What are we looking for, Joseph?
Circle?
Yes. We're looking for the lateral area. We're not gonna paint the top or the bottom's on the ground. We're just painting the sides, so we're looking for the lateral surface area. Okay, so just like on prisms we did the perimeter times the height. So on this, instead of perimeter, we call it the circumference. That's what we call on circles. So we need the circumference times the height. How do I find the circumference of a circle?
Diameter. So it'd be
Diameter times pi.
14.
So it'd be 14 pi, because this is the radius. 7 times 2 is 14. So 14 times pi is the circumference. Take that times the height, 21. And what does that come out to?
It comes out to 43.98, but do you want to
No,
round it up
that's-
to 44?
14 times 21 is going to be over like 300.
900.
Oh, no. Well, okay, you just did this part is what you did. So we have to do that times 21.
15,
It should be wait, hold on.
923.6.
923.6.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Did they tell us feet or something? Meters?
Meters.
Okay, meters squared. Alright, so that wasn't too bad. Because it only had one answer instead of two like the other ones. Number 11, the diameter of a base of a right circular cylinder is 12. Okay, cylinder again. So it says the diameter this time though. So I'll put it up here, I guess. The diameter is 12.
12 pi.
Height is 29.
The height is 29. What's the surface area? So
12 pi times 5.
okay, so we're going to do the same thing as we've been doing. We're going to find the lateral surface area plus the area of the two bases. How do I find lateral surface area?
The circumference times the height, right?
Well, yes. And the circumference is
12 pi.
right. 12 pi times 29. That I'm going to leave that alone for a second. We'll just put that off to the side. That gives us the lateral surface. Now, for the total, I still need the two circles. How do I find the area of a circle?
12 pi.
Nope.
Pi r squared.
Radius squared.
What's the radius on this one?
6.
Six.
So
6.
36 times.
6 times 6 is 36 pi. Okay, but that would be one of the circles. But I have two.
So it's 36 squared.
No, so it's times 2. So that would be 72 times pi. This one would be 290 plus 58, 3,
1,009.
9. And those together, yeah. Whatever 420 times pi is, I guess, would be our total.
So do we leave it as 425?
Well, you can. Well, let's go ahead and.
1319.4 or 0.5.
Is this inches? Yes. Okay, this is in inches.
Oh, we're done.
We're done with the algebra. Number 2, I didn't want to look at it though because it's got a weird thing. It doesn't tell you the height of the triangle. That's the problem with number 2. Okay. Anyways, you're eventually going to need the height of the triangle. How can we find the height of an equilateral triangle?
Base times height.
That would be the area of something. We need the height to find the area of the triangle.
Width times
Okay,
4 times 4
I
times.
drew the height in there. It makes a little right angle, which means it makes a little right triangle right here.
So 4 minus 20.
So
divided by
how long is this?
2.
2. How can I find the height of the triangle?
Better.
14.
2 squared plus height squared equals 4 squared. So that would be height is square root of 12. No. 12 is
Yeah,
it's
2 square root of
2 square root of 3.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna need that for the area. So remember, areas of triangles, you do the base times the height divided by 2.
Gets rid of.
Okay, anyway. So try number 2. You need the lateral surface area, perimeter times height, plus the area of the 2 bases, which are the 2 triangles. There's something else I need to mention. I don't know if I'll remember what it was though. Oh, number 6. On number 6, the base is a triangle with sides 6, 10, and 8. If you did 6 squared plus 8 squared, it would equal 10 squared, which means this is a right triangle. 10 would be the hypotenuse, because it's the big side. Which means we can use 6 and 8 for the base and height of the triangle. Okay, this is for number 6. You can use 6 and 8 when you're finding the area of the triangle as the base and height. Alright, try number 2.
Wait, so was number 2 not